Harbhajan Singh for KKR is just such a left field choice, because we knew KKR wanted a batsman, but an off spinner Harbhajan Singh, and it's an interesting thing. I mean, it could work, couldn't work. It all depends on what kind of a mood Harbhajan Singh is. If Harbhajan Singh is going to say, I'm probably not going to play most games, but you know what? I could come into the nets, I could give some advice, and 2-3 games I might play and just turn the game. If he comes in with that mindset, what they call veteran leadership mindset, I think he could be a real asset and a game changer. And it's a left field move. It's not something that you'd expect at all. It's not something. So it's really...
In Bengal, you expect left field moves anyway, right? Though they're not in power just now.
You're right.
Expect that. Now, Joy, here's one for you. Out of all the players KKR have picked, how many off spinners do they have in the 25?
That's firstly, what is Sunil Narayan?
Sunil Narayan is whatever the ball chooses to do when it leaves his finger.
It's true.
So he doesn't do it. The ball just chooses. There is, I don't know, I'm being a little rude. I don't know Venkatesh Iyer, and Vaibhav Arora, but otherwise, really among the names, there's only one off spinner.
Correct. And Nitish Rana, if he bowls, when Nitish Rana
bowls straight, as Bishop Bedi says, there are spinners and there are slow bowlers.
Let's talk about Ben Cutting. He's another player that I'm really fond of. Man of the match in one of the finals. What was it? The final that SRH won. He was the man of the match then. I like Ben Cutting. I like the batting that he does. I like the kind of personality. And some players you just like, right? I like the personality that he has. And I don't know how many games he'll get for KKR, but, I don't know, go as far as saying like-for-like replacement for Andre Russell, because Andre Russell is a game changer like sort of no one else. But it's a pretty good backup option to have, right?
Yeah, and he hits the longest ball in the IPL. So all the players, they boast about how long they can hit it. And consistently you ask every player, you ask all the coaches, the longest ball. Nobody hits it as long. Even Chris Gayle doesn't hit it as long as Ben Cutting.
Yeah.
So very interesting. I mean, he's a personality. Again, ebullient personality, would be happy to sit on the bench, will be happy to contribute, will come out with the balls. Great personality to have on an outfit. So good choice.
Benda, look at Joy glowing at Benda suddenly. But there are two such picks. I think two teams have made picks like these, where they're saying there are key players in our team. What if? Ben Cutting for Andre Russell is a what if pick. I mean, if Andre Russell's not there, they might play Narayan and Shakib both. But what if Andre Russell will play Ben Cutting? What if Kieron Pollard will play Jimmy Neesham? So Neesham has been brought in specifically as a batsman, not the way Kings were playing him. Kings were playing him as someone who they expected 3 or 4 overs from. I think the Mumbai Indians are saying, we will play him like Kieron Pollard. We'll play him as a batsman at that number. So I think that's a very interesting backup choice.
Yeah, and they got him at base price, didn't they? So that's fantastic for them. I have to say, I think KKR has done very well in the auction today. Look at the buys that they did today, right? Shakib Al Hasan, Sheldon Jackson, Vaibhav Arora, Karun Nair, Harbhajan Singh, Ben Cutting, Venkatesh Iyer, Pawan Negi. There's some solidity there that they've got. There's some experience that they've got. They've got the Indian batting. They've got the backup Indian batting. I think they've done well today, right? Joy, it's looking good.
No, it's looking good. The other thing is that KKR traditionally used to have this thing that they wouldn't buy too many players. They'd keep 18, 19, 20 member squads. I think they've abandoned that because they realize that, a bubble time, lots of injuries possible, get in as many. You're not just players, you're practice bowlers as well. And very interesting because Pawan Negi also gives you a dimension. Pawan Negi is a player who can definitely play for them as well. So Harbhajan Singh, Pawan Negi, these are guys who, if called upon, can walk into an 11 and they have the experience. I'd be very interested in seeing where Karun Nair is in his head, because if Karun Nair is focused, there's no doubting his talent at all. He's a brilliant cricketer.
I can see why they bought him, Joy. I was just sitting and trying to make 11. And remember, we talked earlier. You said the Shubman Gill, there's Nitish Rana. But can they find someone at 3 so that they get into Morgan, Karthik and Russell to play the roles that they are almost born to play, almost their plan to play? Can they get that person? And I think Karun Nair can be that person there to play. Unless, of course, they play Shakib for a Sunil Narayan and he slots in there. But they've given themselves the option of playing Karun Nair there and then getting everyone else to play in position. That's why I like that selection.
But here's the thing. If they do play Shakib at 3, let's just work that possibility, right? That means you're playing Shakib, you're playing Morgan, you're playing one of either Russell or Cutting perhaps, and then you play Cummins at 7. He's a shoe-in for sure. That means you need 4 India bowlers after that at 8, 9, 10, 11. So let's just do that exercise and see who are your 4 Indian bowlers at 8, 9, 10, 11. There's Varun Chakravarti, of course, right?
Yeah, they'll go with Varun Chakravarti. It depends on Kuldeep Yadav. They'll go for 2 of their fast bowlers. Mavi or Nagarkoti, definitely one of those 2 will definitely play.
Prasidh Krishna and Prasidh Krishna.
And Prasidh Krishna.
So then, which means that you have Pat Cummins with a lot of experience, international experience. Then you have 3 kind of inexperienced Indian quicks.
But they might not play 3 quicks. What they might also do is play much more spinners. So if you have a Negi who slots in there, then you go with 3 spinners and you go with only 2 fast bowlers and the extra overs coming, somebody like Andre Russell giving you a couple of overs from here and there. I think they've increased their options with the kind of team they have, and they can now throw different lineups at you. They're not stuck in a stage where they have to expose Rahul Tripathi or Nitish Rana for you up front. They have to work around it.
Yeah,
they didn't before this.